Hi, welcome to my quick fix number one for stress, anxiety and depression. My name's Paul. I'm a hypnotherapist and Reiki master at the Harmony Centre at Halesworth in the UK. In this video I'm going to show you a quick and easy way, a process you can go through to move yourself from a painful, confused, upset, unresourceful state through to a more clear-minded, calm, resourceful state. Now, I will say before I start that I'm not a doctor, I'm a therapist, so if you have physical concerns about whether these ideas, these processes and these techniques will work for you, please have a word with your doctor first. And that includes conditions such as epilepsy and asthma, which may be affected if you're doing breathing exercises or changing your brain chemistry, which can happen in these videos. Now, in some of these videos, I will intentionally be changing your brain chemistry and creating an altered state of consciousness. If you have any conditions that's disagreeable with, please just don't follow these videos. As a final warning, or an awareness notice, I suppose, please don't use these videos if you're driving or operating machinery, or if you're in charge of looking after children or vulnerable adults. Any situation where you need to be fully aware and need to react quickly if something goes wrong isn't when you want to be watching these videos. Find yourself a nice comfortable place, sit down or lie down, whatever you want to do. Check at the bottom of the screen for how long the video is, and allow at least that time plus 10%, so you can watch the video, really take it in, process it through your mind, and really get the benefit from it. Okay, so anxiety. We'll use that as the example for today. Lots of people at the moment are in lots of anxiety, overwhelm, stress, whatever name you want to use for it, because there's so much going on in the world, and at the time this has been recorded in the UK, we're all in lockdown, which is hence why it's the home studio and not the therapy room. And when we go into that point of constant anxiety, constant stress or overwhelm, what happens is we trigger a response in ourselves called the fight or flight response. You've probably heard it. Sometimes known as a fight, flight or freeze response, to be more accurate. And this is a response that mammals have that basically means if they feel challenged by something or overwhelmed by something, we fire off adrenaline, we fire off cortisol in our bodies, which makes us ready to run for our lives or fight for our lives or pretend to be dead already to try and save our lives. It's literally a survival mechanism. And so because of that, it's a useful thing. It's just that we tend to use it unconsciously in very inappropriate ways. So when the problem's up here, it doesn't matter how fast you can run. You can't run away from your anxiety. So the purpose of today's video is to help those people who are in that unresourceful state, confused mind, maybe feeling very edgy, maybe heart palpitations, maybe you can't sleep, you can't get your thoughts clear, there's like spaghetti in your head. It just seems like it's never ending, the worries and problems and things. From that situation, through the process, into a situation where you feel calmer, you can begin to take control and you can be more aware of the options you have. And there are always options. Maybe not a perfect one, there's not the perfect click your fingers and everything goes away. But there are always steps you can take that will make you, help you move, I should say, from one place to the next better place. I've got some notes down here, so I'm going to have a look at those from time to time. If you see me look away, that's what I'll be doing. So right now I'm going to start the process with you, and I'm going to do this just for a few seconds, because the next time you watch this video you don't need to go through all the intro, so you can fast forward to when you see me put my hands up in the air like this and give you a wave, and that means this is where we actually start. So we're in this fight or flight response, and that means not only are we producing adrenaline and cortisol and these chemicals that aren't helping us, that they've got nowhere to go, which makes the situation even worse. But releasing those chemicals inhibits the chemicals in our body dopamine and serotonin, which actually heal and make us feel good. So as long as we're in stress, we can't feel good. It's impossible. But fortunately, the other way is true also. If we create a situation in ourselves where we're feeling better or we're doing something different with our body and with our mind, the adrenaline shuts off and the better positive healing chemicals begin to produce. So that's what we're going to do. And the great thing about this style or technique I'm going to show you is it's not based on a therapy model. This isn't about like CBT might work for some people, hypnotherapy might work for others, but not, for some but not for others. This is a mechanical process. So if you're a human, I'm guessing you're a human, and you can breathe, which I guess you can do this. And if you are someone who has breathing problems at all, just do your best. We're going to count through some breathing, but you just do your best. And similarly, when I'm talking about doing different things, if some of them don't apply to you, just do what you can do what you can manage. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is when we're doing this process, this technique, which I call 4-6 breathing. It's sometimes called yogic breathing or 7-11 breathing or the breath of life, is move. If you're in a bad position, mentally and physically, move. Okay, so if you're sitting down, stand up. If you're standing up, maybe go and lie down. If you are lying down, go and sit in a straight back chair. Sit upright on the chair. Okay, so that's step number 1 of the process that you're going to repeat, is move. Step number 2 is take 3 big deep breaths, just as comfortably as you can. Breathe in all the way up to the top of your lungs. Breathe out all the way to the bottom of your lungs. Breathe in from the bottom of your lungs. You'll find as you do that your diaphragm, your tummy, comes out. Okay, what we don't want is tummy going in, chest up and shoulders up like this. That's absolutely rubbish. We don't want that. We want the big full, start off relaxed with your shoulders down. Breathe in for the bottom of your lungs, all the way up to the top. And when you breathe out, really breathe out. Try some of those now. So that's step 1 and step 2. Move, take some gentle deep breaths, take some full deep breaths, just in the way you normally would. Okay. Now we're going to focus on this breathing because that's the core of what we're doing. And the reason being, I'll just divert into this. People kind of know that if you're depressed, you have to walk around like this. And if you're anxious, you have to sort of be like that. That's how your body is. But we always assume that mind starts first and the body follows. And maybe it does, who's to say. But what we do know now is that they don't happen separately. You can't be happy. You have to be in sync with mind and body, unless you're acting, intending to sell a lie to someone. But generally, if you're being aligned with yourself, if you like, if you're happy, you'll have a happy demeanour, and if you're feeling tired, you'll have a tired demeanour, and if you're feeling anxious, you'll have an anxious demeanour. What this means is, mechanically, I was thinking earlier about the mechanical aspect of this process. It doesn't matter what the causes of your anxiety were. If you put your body and then your mind into a place where you want to be, you will begin to experience that reality. And there's a little part of your mind that might be going, that's ridiculous, I'm going to turn this off and not even bother. That's the part of you that's trying to sabotage your health, your well-being. It's doing its best. It thinks that's the only way there is, but it isn't. Try it. The only reason this technique doesn't work for you is if you don't do it. So we've done step 1, move. Step 2, just a normal breath. Now here we go. Step 3, we're going to breathe in and we're going to count at 4 seconds. Okay, so, okay. Now you don't have to actually count out loud, you can count in your head. Okay, so I'll do it with my fingers maybe. So we're going to start from nothing and breathe in. Okay, and we're going to breathe out to 6. Okay, so breathe in for 4 and breathe out for a count of 6. In for 4 and out for a count of 6. I'd like you to do 5 of those now. So I'll do one with you. So it's breathing in, breathing out. So all the air's gone. And then the same again. So do 5 of those now if you would. Okay, I'm guessing you've done them. If not, you can pause it and come back. So that's a full 4-second in breath and a full 6-second out breath. And if the numbers are different for you, that's okay. The important thing is you breathe out for more than you breathe in. So if you can manage 5 on the in breath, do 7 on the out breath. If you can manage 6 on the in breath, do 8 on the out breath. If you only manage 3 on the in breath, that's okay. Do 5 on the out breath. Next step is this. Same breath again, but at the top of the in breath, you're going to pause just for a beat of 2 counts. And then you're going to let it out. And at the bottom of the breath, you're going to rest again for 2 counts. Okay, so it's going to go. Okay, so if you do that, 5 of those breaths, 4 beats in, hold it for 2, 6 beats out, hold it for 2. Off you go. While you're doing this, I'll just say that this yogic breathing thing can be traced back to lots of ancient civilizations in Tibet and Egypt and the Far East. And it's kind of one of the practices of keeping balance within the entire body. We tend to think of the body as being mind and body as 2 separate things that are kind of linked somewhere around the neck. But it's not the case. You know, our mind is our body and our body is our mind. So worth considering that when you're ever getting too tied up in your head or too tied up in your body. Too tied up in your head, go and do something physical. Body's weary, give your body a rest, do something with your mind. Okay, so the next step, we've got those. So we've done get up and move, simple breaths, then the 4 and the 6, then the 4 with a 2-beat break, and the 6 with a 2-beat break. Okay. Next thing is I want you to use some imagination. Okay. So I want you to imagine just as best you can. You have to be a brilliant, artist or something to imagine these things. Just the best you can. Imagine you're surrounded by a cloud or a bubble that's only got good things in it. It's got all the energy, love, resource and peace in it that your mind needs, that you like. And it can be, however you like, cartoony, ethereal. You just, even if you can't visualise things, just know it's there. You're surrounded by this cloud of peace. And peace is the word we're going to use. So the next step is when you breathe in, as you breathe in, you're doing the 4 breathe in, imagine that as you breathe in, you're breathing in that cloud of wonderfulness. I'm going to use the word peace because it just fits easier with the words we'll use for this. But as well as peace, it includes strength and resilience and release and power, any sort of strength or resource that you need. So when you breathe in, I want you to imagine now that you do your 4 breaths in, but imagine as you breathe in, you're breathing in that amazing resource of peace. Okay? And as you do that, I want you to say the word peace in your mind. Okay? So do that now. Let's do 5 breaths. As you breathe in on the in-breath, you're imagining, with your eyes closed maybe, that cloud or bubble of goodness, that peace, and you're going to breathe that peace in with your in-breath and feel it flow all the way through your body, through every cell in your body, every cell in your mind, every part of your tissue and bone, all your intestines, all your brain, everywhere that you are, it flows into. So do that now. Let's do 5 in-breaths with that peace. And as you breathe in, say peace. And I'll assume, rather than wait for you, that you can pause this here and do those. And then when we start again, The next thing is to do a very similar visualization. As you breathe out, imagine that you can say the word release in your mind. Just as you said peace on the in-breath, hold it, 1, 2, release in your mind. And imagine that out of anywhere in your body, all over the place, down your nose, out your ears, whatever, like top of your head, you just release, you're just letting go of all the stagnant thoughts, all the hurtful stuff, anything that you couldn't get rid of before. Maybe you can imagine it's a really dirty, horrible browny colour, or a grey colour, or a black colour, or whatever it needs to be. Maybe it's a red colour if it's anger that you're not able to let go of. And just do that so that when you breathe in, you're going peace. Breathe in this light, peaceful feeling that's going everywhere through your body. And when you go release, you can imagine all the crap, pardon my French, leaving your body and mind. So do that now for 5 breaths. Okay, so we're nearly there now. So you've done get up and move, some simple deep breaths just to kind of get you settled into the thing. First set of 4 in and 6 out without a pause. Second set, 4 in, pause, 6 out, pause. Third set, breathe in with peace, hold it, release for 6, and do all your visualization. At the end of that, you might be feeling a bit strange. Your head might feel like it's up here. You might get a tingling across your neck or your shoulders or your face. You might feel very emotional. You might just, you might kind of want to cry or laugh or even thump something. You might be just to get a physical release of something. All those things are fine. Okay. Take a moment after you've finished those sets of breaths just to feel what's different. Feel what's different in your body. Feel how you feel different in your mind. And just accept what the difference is. Because you can do this again and again and again and again. The final step is a 2-part step. It's last part A is to think of something to do now that's active, that is good to do. Now that might be a chore you want to get out of the way. Right, while I'm feeling like this, I'm going to go and clean the kitchen. Or it might be just something that you like to do, something that gives you joy. Right, I'm like this, I can actually go and play some piano. I can actually go for a run. I can actually do whatever it is that I like doing, work on my model or whatever it might be. Go and sit in the garden for a bit. Whatever just gives you joy, okay? But make it active rather than just looking at your phone, or I'm going to go back on YouTube. Wonderful as YouTube is, rather than just something where you're inward and looking down like this, rather than just watching a film, do something that makes you get involved in doing something. Okay, and that's it. That's the process. That's the practice. So this isn't going to take away all the world's problems or all your problems, to be honest. But if you do this 2-3 times a day regularly, you'll find over time, not only do you feel better after doing the technique, but you'll feel better generally. You'll feel greater buoyancy day by day because you're not letting that anxiety, those fearful thoughts and reactions build up. And the other thing you can do is kind of talk to your head as if it's a person. Go, I don't need to run away from the rent, because you can't do that. You have to deal with it. So kind of talk some sense into it if you can sometimes. Treat it kindly. It's trying to help you. It's just not got an appropriate way. Okay, so I'm going to round it up there. So this has been Quick Fix Stress number 1. Do look out for the other videos. They'll be going up shortly. And if you've any questions and you've got the option to add a comment downstairs, down below, just do that. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.